Hi, my name is Corliss Jackson, and I'm with Federal Job Results as the President and CEO. And we're going to discuss Schedule A hiring with the federal government. A couple things we're going to go over today. First is what is Schedule A? Second is what is the application process? And the third is how can I leverage this through networking? All right, Schedule A is a hiring authority used in the federal government that is pretty easy for individuals with disability to leverage, and it's used to appoint to positions those who have physical, psychiatric, or intellectual disabilities. Okay, the disabilities the list of disabilities is vast. Okay, it could mean that you are blind or deaf, or you're paralyzed, or you have sleep apnea, or ADHD, or you have anxiety, or PTSD. There's lots of different definitions that fall under Schedule A. But basically, what we're looking for is a letter from either your physician or somebody who is assisting you in vocational rehab, vocational rehabilitation through the state. And a letter needs to come from either that voc rehab counselor or a physician. And the letter will state your name, and it will state that you are eligible for federal employment under Schedule A. And it needs to be signed by the physician or the voc rehab counselor. There is no mention of your disability in this letter. Let me repeat that. There's no mention of your disability in this letter. Okay? Now, once you have a letter in your possession, you will need to actually apply to federal government jobs. And I suggest that you use a short cover letter, which is going to be in the form of an email, and you have a federal resume and your Schedule A letter. Okay, you are going to apply using usajobs.gov, which is the regular place where most people go to apply. And as a follow up, you will take your resume and your Schedule A letter and attach it to a nice email and send it to the agency's point of contact. And this is what we call a SPPC. The SPPC is the Selective Placement Program Coordinator, and these are individuals whose job it is to help people with disabilities apply and get accepted to the federal government. Okay? The Selective Placement Program Coordinator, the SPPC, is someone who you want to network with and make friends with and make sure that they know who you are and what skills you bring to the table. And I would follow up with him or her on a regular basis. Okay? Now, how do we find this SPPC? If you go to opm.gov/disability, opm.gov/disability, you will find several pages on Schedule A hiring. Under the disability employment heading, you will find on the right-hand side information on how to find a selective placement program coordinator in the agency that you are targeting, meaning in the agency where you submitted your resume to a vacant announcement. Okay. Under this heading, you can actually search by state or by agency for the Selective Placement Program Coordinator. Then I would send a letter to the agency SPPC that says, "Dear Mr. Jones, I would like to be considered for a certain position. I applied online in USA Jobs." And then give them a little bit of personal information. This is what I call a cover letter, but it's going to go in the form of an email to this SPPC. Okay? Talk about what you have to bring to the table, talk about how great you are, and this can be just in a very short paragraph, a couple sentences. Okay? You may or may not get a response from this agency SPPC. Some are better than others about responding to emails. They all should, but some don't. Okay, so let's just summarize what you're going to do. You will apply to the vacancy announcement that you think is a good fit for you using usajobs.gov. After you've applied and you've submitted your application on usajobs.gov, you will send an email to the Selective Placement Program Coordinator. And that email is going to have a short summary of how great you are in the body of the email with an attachment of your federal resume and your Schedule A letter. And then I would follow up regularly by phone or email, however you find that the SPPC is most receptive. Okay, if they're answering the phone, then you might want to call them every several weeks and see if they have any positions that are available to you. If they are responsive by email, you might want to send an email. Either way, I would continue to try to forge a relationship with as many SPPCs as I can because their job, as I said, is to hire people with disabilities. And they can do so quite easily if they find a good position, a position where your skills match with the position description. All right, if you need assistance with your federal or private sector job search, please contact us on the web at federaljobresults.com. Thank you.